rape, murder. It's just a shot away. Put that in the final cut.
I think I will.
That's from Gimme Shelter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't. You're fucking crazy with lyrics.
Okay. Episode 58. Welcome. Thank you. We have a romantic dinner for two here.
Dude, how funny would it be if I had like spaghetti and meatballs fucking just in the middle?
We have to eat it. French kiss afterwards. I'm just going to do a little pre-warning. I did very well in the Chris Predicts this week. Back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
MLB's getting wrapped up.
Just a little off week last week. That's all it was, man.
Yeah, that was just an off week. It was bound to happen.
Dude,
you can't always be perfect.
You can't always be fucking killing it.
Absolutely not.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be here right now.
I know.
Too funny. We got Bell's Finest Old Scotch Whisky by Arthur Bell. And it says 3 sons.
And sons.
Oh, that's an and. It does look like a 3.
It's
though.
cursive.
Yeah.
It's a dead art.
It really is. Yo, do you remember learning about that shit?
Yeah, I was not good at it.
That was awful. Why'd they make us do that?
Because they're sick.
As soon as, like, what was it? Like, grade 6? We never had to write in cursive again?
Never again.
Ever? Like, when have you ever written in cursive?
I never did. I only know one person that actually writes in cursive.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Rob.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
But he's the biggest psychopath we know, so it makes sense.
Facts. True.
Just full disclosure, I had some dental surgery last week, so if people are wondering, like, if I'm talking weird or not smiling as much, it's because it hurts to do both of those things.
Oh, fuck. Everything good?
Yeah, just a casual gum graft.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was gross, and it hurts like fuck.
Yeah, I bet. This should help.
Anesthetic.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Smoky. Or is that just me?
I didn't get it on the Virgin, but that's not to say.
With its rare mellowness and distinctive character, Bell's Extra Special Scotch Whisky bears witness to the achievement of successive generations of master blenders.
I will say my first impression is pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
That was pretty good.
Okay, tell me what your initial thoughts are.
Initial thoughts, it smelled good, really smooth, and had pretty good flavor.
Yep.
Do
you find yours sweet? Like a caramel taste?
It's more, I've only had one sip for disclosure. I didn't pick up a ton of flavors, but
okay.
I did not get any of the peatiness. But we can get back to that after. I'm going to start doing my Virgin before I take another sip, because I think I've been fucking up before.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to go...
Actually, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, I'm going to go 8.1, because I actually quite enjoyed... I thought it was a really good impression.
I'm a little lower. I'm going 7.8.
Okay. Now we can crack in and see what the fuck this thing's about. Okay. I'm getting the smokiness.
Yeah, you get that peatiness?
Yeah, very subtle. It's nice. And I do get the sweetness.
That's what I fucking meant to do before you got here. I wanted to look up the 2 types of scotch. It's there's Islays and
Highlands, you said.
Highlands.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I think this is an Isla, because I think Highlands are more floral and sweet, and then your Islas are smoky and bold.
See, to me, it's funny enough that we're doing this. I drank the Dalwhinnie last night.
And you hated it?
No, loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's good.
As good as I remembered.
Yes.
It must be 88% because I was hammered after like one glass. Did it with me and my wife, finish it off, and strong.
Yeah.
But good.
It's a good whiskey.
I don't find this any more smoky than that one.
So the Dalwhinnie is a
Highland, I believe.
Highland, yeah. So it's not going to be smoky.
But it did have smokiness in it, yes. If you go back and listen, it
Weird.
did have smokiness in it.
I would love to try it again.
I actually would put this very close as far as smokiness goes to the Dalwhinnie.
Wow. I don't remember it being smoky. Really?
your taste buds weren't tuned in for it.
True, because
That was the first time.
You know what I think did it for me was that crazy, super smoky one. Now I know what it is.
Now you know what the flavor is. Yeah,
and now I can pick it out.
That's just I'm. This one might actually be, in fairness, a little bit more than Dalwhinnie, but I would put this more sweet than smoky, personally.
It is sweet.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I am getting a lot of the smoke though.
It's there.
Yeah,
it's definitely there.
Smooth though. Jesus,
I'm really enjoying this, to be honest. This is gonna be a high review for me, I think.
Man, that shelf out there has some goodies in it.
I love it.
There's some terrible things in there, but there are some good.
There's also some good stuff.
Hidden gems.
This is one of them.
I think that's 2 now that we've picked off the shelf, and we're like, oh fuck,
yeah,
like it's
delicious. You hit me with something. What do you think?
I'm gonna go flavor.
What are you vibing on?
I'm gonna go flavor, and I find it very unique because it's like that sip I just took on my tongue. It is so sweet, like it's almost like candy, and then it's like smoke.
Yeah, it changes.
Yeah, it's
fast.
It's really it's nice though. I get that sweet. I'm still getting the sweet on my tongue.
The smokiness doesn't stick around.
I've still got it in the back of my throat. Maybe because I let that one sit around a little bit.
You gargled it. I saw it.
Yeah.
We can review the tape.
My flavor's high on this. I'm going 8.8. I'm actually really enjoying it.
I think I'm going to go 8.8 as well.
Yeah. I like that transition.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good. Basically, I would just be copying everything you said. You pretty much nailed it. Sweetness, the smokiness. And I find that the sweetness lingers more than the smoke.
Yeah.
I
would agree with that.
It's very good.
Like even like the aftertaste, it's not a taste, it's
yeah,
you just get that sweetness coming back.
Not much burn at all to this, or any sort of spit hot fire after the fact on this. So I think 8.8 is pretty much on the button.
Now to follow that up with like, there's no burn and all that. It is smooth, and let's be fair. Pretty much, I would say all the bottles are smooth. I don't think we've had a bad bottle other than that Japanese whiskey. And again, I want to go back and review it.
Yeah, we haven't even done it under this either.
Yeah, now that we have a better palate.
Yeah.
And we understand it a little more.
A little better, yeah.
And we have actual criteria to go off of. Also, I think that day we did the coffee whiskey, then
could have been a bit of a
then
skew.
the Japanese, so like it could have definitely skewed it there.
This is one of the best bottles we drank. I'm saying that right now. I think.
Really? Eh?
Yeah, I really like it. It's a really good scotch. I've never heard of it.
I didn't hear of it till I pulled it off my shelf.
Yeah, I really like it.
I am curious to know what the price is.
Smoothness.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like I think that our smoothness are always going to be high because we drink straight liquor a lot. So even if it's something that you don't necessarily like, as far as like vodka, like your flavors might not be there, but smoothness, I think you still rate it high, you know?
Yep.
I'm going to put this as a 9.3 for smoothness. It's really, really 9.3? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Just like our flavor, I'm going to mimic that.
Yeah.
And agree with everything. Like,
could you find the price of the bottle?
I'm trying to find it right now.
Do you have the LCBO app?
I do. Not the app. I'm on the website.
Because if you scan the barcode.
Oh, really?
I got it on the app here. Let me do it real quick.
Maybe I should get the app so I can do that. I didn't know you could scan the fucking barcodes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yo, that's fantastic.
Tells you where it is, where you can find it. Yeah, they want to sell liquor in this province.
Crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
No, as I say, that's not going to. No. Product not found. This might not be a bottle you can buy here.
Now, my only thing, it's in milliliters. So it's not like that one where it was in that, I forget what the other measurement was on that, the Glenlivet that we had. Also, I believe if it's from the state or from like Europe or somewhere, it's by proof, not alcohol percentage. You know what I mean?
I found it on the LCBO app.
Oh, you did finally?
This is
Holy shit!
not quite the same bottle. Looks this fucking same.
They could have changed labels, bottles.
It's fucking less than $30 a bottle.
Holy fuck!
I put this as good as anything we've drank on this show.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Now that is if it's the same.
That is if it's the same, correct?
Yeah, I was actually going to put this a little higher if I had to guess. I was going to put it like kind of $70, $80 a bottle.
It tastes like that.
Yeah.
We've drank in shit that's been well over $50 that I would say is as good as this,
Or
if not,
this
not
is
as
better,
good.
yeah.
That's actually good because this might be the first time we found a bargain liquor. This is probably the cheapest bottle we've drank on the show,
Close to it, yeah.
and
There's only
it's
one.
probably it's probably my top 5 as far as how I like it.
Yeah, I would say there's been only one other, and I couldn't even rhyme it off to you which one would have been close to that price range.
I couldn't
But
tell you.
we've had a couple, or at least one other that was close to that.
Most of them are
the
pretty
high
much in this
30s.
like high to low 40s.
Yeah, usually
like high 30s, low 40s.
Yeah, I would say
That's
our
pretty standard.
average bottle is between $40 and $60.
Yeah, and that is standard for a bottle of whiskey off the shelf anyway.
Yeah, and now you also got to think like we've splurged on 2 that have been a little pricier, so
That'll affect it as well.
Yeah.
My finish is weird on this one because I'm not getting the smokiness in the finish.
See, I would call mine the finish because it's like right after is when I get the smoky. It's not while it's in there. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're right. Okay, you are right about the smokiness.
Yeah.
It is after the fact. But either way, I really enjoy it.
Same.
It's fucking, also, as I was paying attention there, it holds the sweetness long time.
Yeah.
The smokiness is more of an after effect,
Yeah.
which is...
Yeah, you don't get the smoky while it's sitting in there.
No. This is very, very good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 9.2 on the finish.
Damn,
Richter
yeah,
scale.
I'm right there with you going 9.1.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is a completely different bottle than what we've had really ever. In that usually you can pick up like what's going to happen after the fact while it's in there.
No.
And you like, okay, maybe if your palate's like absolutely insane.
Refined.
You can fucking be like, oh, it's going to be smoky now.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's smoke in there while it's in there. But I was like all sweet and then boom.
Yeah, it's
smoke.
nice.
Yeah. My smell might be a little low.
I think mine's going to be fine. I actually like the smell of it.
I don't hate it. It's what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like a heavy smelling, like you don't get a lot out of it. It's not in your face.
Not pungent.
Yeah. It's very subtle. And it almost doesn't smell the way it tastes. In the sense that like when you get that smokiness,
You don't smell the smoke in it at all.
no, but it's like, oh, that's smoky.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like maybe there's a little smoke in it. It's like no, that's
Yeah, no, it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there.
And same with the sweetness. So I might be a little low on this. I'm gonna go 7.4 on the smell.
Yeah, you're a bit lower than me.
I don't hate it. It's just it's not a lot.
I'm gonna go 8.3.
Damn.
I actually think it smells good.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it smells bad. It's just you don't really smell anything.
I get some of the sweetness.
Do you?
Yeah, just a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's the fucking smell.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, what's your final thoughts on this as I do the scores here?
I think it's a fantastic bottle, and I'm fucking glad I pulled
glad
it out.
you pulled it out
for
too.
today.
You gave me an option between gin and scotch, and I'm like, scotch.
It's because there was more options. It was just the 2 that were sitting on the table.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't. Again, I really hope this bottle is still around because it's actually fantastic. So it is the Bell's Finest Old Scotch Whisky. So I don't know if they're still doing that. It does say on the bottom it's 40% alcohol and it's a 750 ml bottle. But in that portion, it does say extra special. So I don't know what that means. If it was like a rare bottle they put out, or what, but this is
I'd
A new
recommend it to
favorite.
anybody.
It is a new favorite. And I like how when we started drinking the whiskey,
Mhm.
I'm like, I fucking hate scotch. I'm not looking forward to it. And now we get a bottle of scotch and
It's one of your favorites.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's scotch is a bit more complete, I would say, as far as like flavor profile. At risk of sounding like a pretentious asshole, because I know how that sounded. Please don't take that too seriously. But that's the only way I can think of it. Like, I feel like there's more going on than like, and bourbon is still probably my favorite off the shelf.
Same.
Get something, but you can get more out of a bottle of scotch as far as flavors, finishes, after taste, smells, all that stuff.
Mhm.
I find so far,
Yeah.
than just American whiskey or Canadian whiskey.
I
They're sort
agree.
of like one trick ponies, but they do their trick very well.
Yeah.
But they're extremely different.
I don't think you could have put that any better.
Mhm. So yeah, okay.
Verdict's in.
I was 8.7.
And I was an 8.5. And that is your Bell's Finest Old Scotch Whiskey.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Yeah, I would say
fucking,
it is.
It's not as highly reviewed as I thought it would be, but as far as like personal favorite, it's like top 5 for sure.
It's still a high rating. Let's be honest.
It's a very high rating.
Let's say 85%.
That's a
And
good
an
score.
87 for you.
It's an A.
I would take that all day,
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Absolutely.
Like, and I think we've talked about this before with the ratings. You really got to be careful when you place stuff like in the 9s, or I should have grabbed lower chairs. I didn't realize these were so high.
Oh no, this is fine. I'm just concerned about that thing. It looks a little tilted down, but I'm sure it's a big lens on it.
I think you're okay. If you're curious, you can check it out.
Nah. I hope that it just comes through and it's just like my
No,
nose down.
definitely not. Definitely not. No, the GoPro does have a wide lens, but the shit. What was I saying?
You were saying I forget. 8.7, 85%.
I forget where I was going with it anyways.
It's cool. Not our highest review, but one of my favorites, definitely.
Yeah,
No
it's
question.
a new favorite for me
Mhm.
for sure. It's something I'll have if I can find it. I'll have to check the LCBO site after to see if it's somewhere locally,
Yeah, just to take a look on the shelf.
or just to even get the bottle and
Just
then
to have it
compare
around.
it and then be like, is it actually the same still?
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Because again, it has that extra special down in the bottom, right by the alcohol percentage. So I don't know if it was like if it's a special bottle. It doesn't say anything about being blended, but on the back it does mention
It's a blend.
yeah,
Yeah.
master blender or whatever it fucking said. So yeah, I'm more intrigued to actually learn more about it.
This like came from Mexico or some shit. There's Spanish on the bottle. It's not French. Or am I just
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy about other languages.
Let's move on.
My
I don't know.
God. Shit.
Buy it though. Fucking buy
Yeah,
it.
definitely try it. Okay. I want to talk. How excited are you for this Canelo fight?
Okay, so
Did we talked about it a little bit last week?
what about last week? Just a quick update.
Yeah.
Canelo was fighting on November 6th.
Yeah, versus Plant.
I'm always excited to watch him fight, even if I know even if the guy like has no chance.
Yeah.
I haven't been following any of like the hoopla that you have. Just that one thing.
I saw the press conference. That's it.
I'm pretty excited.
Me too.
I'm excited for all those fights.
I did see a picture on Instagram the other day, and it was Plant had a shirt on, and it said like motherfucker or something, and then Canelo had a shirt on that said "You're not even in my league," and then it had a picture of his face with the cut.
Mm. They're selling the fight.
Yeah,
They're selling the fight at the very
Yeah.
least. Yeah, I haven't been following that shit too much, but listen, if you can get Canelo riled up,
oh fuck,
he's gonna
dude.
put a beating on someone.
I love watching him fight. It
Yeah,
is
he's one of my favorites.
spectacular. Yeah,
He's like Mighty Mouse.
I want to ask: do you think boxing should look at rules, round times, how many rounds there actually are, to make it less of a chess game and like kind of make it appeal more to a younger audience?
No, I
You don't think so?
Off the top of my head, no. First reaction, no. If you watch a boxing card, most of the fights are less than 12 rounds. Most of them are 6 to 8 rounds.
Yeah.
Unless obviously you're talking about championship fights. And a lot can happen in 6 rounds. A lot can happen in a 12-round fight that doesn't even go 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think it's the rounds limit. I think there's I think boxing's biggest problem nowadays, and it didn't have this problem, is there's the promotional aspect. Boxing was massive right up into the 90s and with Tyson forever.
Yeah.
It was dominant. And then the sport sold itself. People and
it was also the only like fight sport that really got broadcasted.
Sure. But it still reached a large audience.
Yes.
And people still tuned in. The problem is you still have the same quality of fighters now. It's just it doesn't get the same. Where boxing fucked up is they fucked up in the promotional aspect, where I don't think they took the UFC seriously, and I don't think they took their marketing strategy seriously.
Right.
And then they were overtaken bigger, because a lot of these older like legacy fucking sports like horse racing and boxing they're like old timey.
Yeah.
You know? And I think they're like taxi companies. Like they're like, oh, we've been around forever, we'll be around forever. We don't need to adapt to the new kid on the block. And then they don't. And then they're like,
Uber, and they just take over.
Exactly. And then it can kind of like pass you by. Boxing is still extremely popular in Europe. I would say it's more popular than mixed martial arts. But the thing is, we see everything through a North American lens.
True.
So that definitely skews it a little bit. Boxing's fucking enormous overseas.
Yeah.
And in Asia, which are much larger markets anyways. I think the biggest problem is just the promotional aspect. We've mentioned this every time. Boxing has like 4 or 5 different organizations. They're always at fucking loggerheads. They always want a piece of the pie, so then you don't get the fucking proper fights made.
You
blah
never
blah
get
blah.
the fights that are actually wanted.
Yeah, when they're wanted or at the time that they should have happened. All this shit. So I think it's the boxing's biggest problem is its own problem, in that it's an older, like old timey thing that still has a lot of the older figureheads in it, who are less willing to adapt or change their ways. But then that said, there's still a fuckload of money in it. Like
it's
more than mixed martial arts. So
it's insane.
They're still doing something right. You know, it's just for the casual fan. Like you and I are very much casual fans, but we know probably 100 times more than an average, average person out there. Like we follow it loosely. Whereas an average person may follow the UFC somewhat more loosely or closer than boxing and shit. Right.
Yeah. Agreed.
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm indifferent. Again, I don't pay enough attention to any of the fight world to really have an educated opinion. But I think if one, like you said, they need to promote better. They also need to give fights that are what like everybody is wanting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't see the UFC not putting on a fight. Like I know, I get like you said, where boxing has like 5 different organizations, 5 different belts, and they all have to work together because certain boxers are under this organization and some are under this, and they never come to terms.
The UFC obviously doesn't have that problem.
Yeah, so that's a big thing. I don't see boxing ever going to one big not anytime soon. At least
I don't even think it needs to. I just think they need to just fucking figure out a way to. I think they need to get some of the old guard out and just let some of the younger guys in.
They need to come to. They need to work better together. They need to be like, okay, we need to make this happen. What's it going to take?
Yeah, and then we'll just get it done
and come to terms and make it happen. We've talked about it before. When Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fought, 7 years too late. Like way too late. Like, dude, come on. Like,
and then when that fight does happen, fucking, it turns out Pacquiao's injured and can barely move his arm. Like, so then your product is. It's so hyped, and they sold a fuckload of money for that, but the product is then watered down in the end.
Yeah, and it was so late in both their careers that there was never that rematch.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you had done it 7 years ago...
They could have had 3 fights.
3 fights, even 2 fights.
Yeah.
You at least had the option for a trilogy.
Yeah. Depending on how it went.
And they missed out on that opportunity. And I don't know. It
Last I
would.
checked, Floyd still got $1 billion in the bank.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying any of these guys are.
Oh,
hurt
I know you're not. I'm
for
just
money and shit.
they still find a way to fucking get paid though.
Yeah, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I would be curious to watch a championship fight that instead of 3-minute rounds, they were 2.
I'm not interested in that. I like 3 minutes.
Do you?
I do.
So here's my thing. It's either instead of a 12-round fight, make it 8, because I find the first 3 to 4 rounds is them just feeling each other out. I'm not saying it's like this for every fight.
No, obviously not.
But majority of fights, it's the first, and I'm talking championship fights, the first 3 to 4 rounds is them just feeling each other out. And then, so like, do we really need that 4? I guess you could say the same with the UFC fight. A lot of the times that first round, or half that first round, is them feeling each other out. Now, those are 5-minute rounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more time to work with. It would be curious to see the pace change, and so that first 4 rounds aren't deadly slow. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah. I don't. Watching now obviously take this for a grain of salt. We're watching 2 50-year-old men box. The Tyson and Roy Jones fight. Mm-hmm. That fight aside, the only thing that I really, really didn't like about that fight was the 2-minute rounds. I really did not like it at all. I didn't find it fast enough. I didn't find it changed enough. Mm-hmm. And if anything, it left you wanting a little bit more, because you're like, fuck, what if these guys had an extra minute? Could they get some more shots in?
How many rounds did they do? 8?
They did like 8 or 10.
So it's like, that's another 8-10 minutes of fighting.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. I find boxing's too short. At 2 minutes.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Because again, that 8-10 minutes,
big difference.
It's spread out. It's not a whatever, but that could make or break it.
Championship fights, I would I push back on you a little bit as well, because you have to.
I'm not saying like.
I think those extra rounds are in there actually benefit the challenger, because boxing is historical for its terrible decisions.
Yes.
And if you can give those judges an extra fucking 4 rounds to see that this guy is clearly the better fighter,
yeah,
I don't think that hurts.
So it hear me out.
Yeah.
If the championships got changed, so whether that's round count, time, it would change across the board. So those 8-10 round fights are now, let's say, like, instead of varying between 6 and 8, we just go 6. And now a championship fight. Yeah. And now a championship fight is either 8 or even 10. Even losing 2 rounds makes a huge difference, I think, in the whole grand scheme and the whole planning of the.
Yeah, I agree with you. I see where you want to go is you want these guys to start cracking each other right away, and I agree with you 100%. You want to get some of the chess match out of it, which I understand. I don't mind the chess match, but I also sometimes, depending on the fighters, it can definitely sour the match, because it's like, okay, guys, round 5 is about to start, and it's hard to tell who even won the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, nothing's happened.
Those fights are very frustrating, especially when they're championship fights. I feel like they're more the exception than the rule, but the reason that we talk about them is because they stand out.
Yeah.
Like the Anthony Joshua fight last weekend or the weekend before, 12 rounds. I wanted 15 rounds.
Yeah, because the 12 did nothing for you.
But where the 12 rounds helped was a challenger, because the judges are always going to give the champion the benefit of the doubt. They're always going to do it, but that's a different conversation. But that's just a matter of fact.
It is, yeah.
So you need those extra rounds for him to show, no, listen, I'm beating this guy up. I'm winning this fight.
Yeah.
Now, when you drop it down to 8 rounds, even 10, it gets muddied in the water, because Joshua lost the first 4 rounds. I think he won the next 3 at least. Now you got a close fight. Now there's only a round or 2 left. Are you then getting into a draw? You're hoping for a stoppage. I kind of like it the way it is. I think their problem is the promotional aspect. And the chess match is always going to be there, I think, even if you drop it to 8 rounds.
100%. I just think it'll, instead of going over a period of time of 4 or 5 rounds, that chess match then becomes the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're just shrinking it by 2 rounds to like speed it up. Okay, guys, this is his game plan.
Come on. But I don't know. And it is part of the sport. So
it is, and that's
it's boxing so great.
Yeah, it's its own animal, right? Like
100%.
The biggest problem with boxing as well is that now it's always in a lens compared to MMA, right?
Yeah.
So that is always going to skew things like, well, people go, well, MMA is more exciting because they get after it right away. Okay, fair enough, but it's also a different sort of sport.
100%.
Completely different. There's not enough rounds for there to be any chess match.
You also have to think about punches,
grappling,
takedowns, grappling,
all that stuff.
Groundwork,
everything.
You literally everything, kicks. Where boxing, you're just worried about the man's hands.
Yeah. Slipping, he's going to fucking rock me in the liver. Uppercuts, straight lefts. Like,
yeah.
They're different, and I think it's okay for them to be different. I would love to see more eyes on boxing because the talent pool is as good as it's ever been, especially in heavyweight.
Agreed.
You know, I mean, even fucking Canelo's division, he's not fighting too many slouches.
Yeah.
A couple fights ago, he fought some fucking clown that, I shouldn't call him a clown, that's disrespectful, but he fought some guy that like the odds were like 5,000 to 1. He didn't even stand up out of the 3rd round. Like those fights to me are a waste of time, but that's where you get into the different organizations, the fighters, who's available at the moment. That's also a thing too. Like there's also a lot of UFC championship fights where there's a guy in there that
maybe shouldn't be.
Yeah, he's a top contender, but then you got other guys' injuries, there's contract disputes. So okay, this guy's going in.
Yeah.
Sometimes they win or they get a fucking good fight. Like
it's a fight.
It is what it is.
There's always that chance of an upset.
Yeah.
It's fighting.
Yeah, I'm excited for boxing, put it that way.
Yeah.
I get excited when I see it, like if I forget that there's boxing on, I'm like, oh yes. Where like UFC, I think I prefer boxing.
I just wish
I like it. It's different. I like them both quite a bit.
I love boxing. Did it for a few years. Nothing fucking intense, but fun.
Yeah. More of a workout thing.
Yeah, and but it also made me respect the actual sport itself more. Yeah. I think I would take boxing over UFC if there was more promotion and more bigger names, like other than Canelo, Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder.
Usyk's there now.
Yeah, even him, like I didn't know him until he fought Anthony.
Yeah.
And then you got Ryan Garcia and Canelo. Other than that, who else?
Yeah, you have to be you have to be following pretty closely to know.
There's so many weight classes, but 4 of those names are all in one weight class.
More or less.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The weight classes are a lot closer together and they can bounce a lot easier than what the UFC.
They can unify quicker.
Yeah, so sure, there's that argument, but at the same time, like, I don't know any like featherweights that I would follow. I don't know what Garcia's considered. I don't think he's a featherweight. He's a small guy, like thin, but I don't think he's featherweight.
Mm-hmm.
I just think there's a lot of opportunity for young stars that are in the sport of boxing to make a huge name for themselves. It's just not happening.
Yeah, fair enough. I get it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Okay.
The Leafs.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to start this out by saying I am so excited for this year hockey, NHL, and I'm also playing.
Even better.
Yeah. I cannot wait for the actual season to start, which is October 12th.
You want more of this?
Yeah, I'll do a little bit. Right? October 12th, start date?
Believe so.
Pumped. We did, I think what really got me excited was doing our fantasy draft. And we did that on Saturday. and I got Crosby
Okay, nice.
in the 10th, like 8th or 10th round of
Get
the
the
draft.
fuck out of here.
Not even shitting you.
I don't even understand that.
It's because it says out, and while you're drafting, it doesn't tell you why.
Oh, he's injured.
Yeah, he had. I think he had surgery on his wrist, similar to Matthews.
Yeah.
Said a 6-week recovery time minimum.
But they're both going to be ready for opening night, probably.
At the time of our draft, so this past Saturday, was that October 2nd? That was his 3-week mark.
Yeah, so he's coming in the first week of the season.
Still has what? A week?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Before the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, he's out the first week.
And then you got him the rest of the year.
He's already skating on the ice with one hand. So he's not on the ice. Dude.
That's shocking.
Dude, he was sitting
Who went first overall? David?
Yeah, McDavid. McDavid.
How high did Matthews go in your draft?
I believe second round.
Second round?
I believe. I could be wrong. He went
How many
first
guys
or
do you have?
second. 8.
Wow. That's shocking. He
So-
scored 40 goals in 52 games last year.
Yeah, I will say this. There's a few that usually, by the looks of things, they definitely weren't on auto draft, but it seemed like they were just picking who the top person was. If that makes sense. Because it wasn't auto draft, because usually auto draft, it's like,
Just takes the
it's
next guy out.
either literally instantly. I think it is instantly if you.
I'm trying to think how
there's
there's 8 guys ahead of him. Like there's McKinnon, Draisaitl. I'm just thinking points wise.
Draisaitl, Kucherov. Kucherov?
Yeah.
Tampa? Or was on Tampa? I don't follow
That's
him.
fucking wild.
There's a few others, but the problem is, and what I hate, is when you start these drafts, it always gives you projected stats.
That's a waste of time.
Don't
Yeah.
give me put their last season stats
Show me last
up.
year.
Show me last year.
Yeah.
And another thing I hate is they don't show games played.
Oh, okay.
So I don't even think Patrick Laine got picked up. And I almost picked him up, but I'm having a tough time justifying to pick him up. So the way the league works is you have to play 2 centers, 2 right wings, 2 left wings, 4 defensemen, and 2 goalies each night.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily always want somebody that only plays left wing or plays center, like just those. You need guys that play left and right wing, center left wing, center right wing. You need that. Now, a lot of the all-stars are like just centers.
Yeah.
They
I would
only
say
play the
I would
one.
worry about that pretty far down the draft ranking. I guess I'm not in it, so I don't know.
It does make a huge difference in the long run.
Okay.
So Laine is considered left and right wing, so you have that versatility. So on a night, you can either play some left or right, doesn't matter.
So is this based on, it's not actually based on where he's playing on the night, it's based on how the league classifies him.
Yes.
So the league classifies him as a left or right winger, which means you can put him in either position.
Correct. Doesn't matter.
Even
on
if
the
he
night
plays
of.
every 82 games at left wing, which he probably will.
Yeah.
Okay. That's dumb.
Yes.
I'm shocked that they classified him as a right winger.
No, because look at Joe Thornton. Isn't he considered center left wing?
Yeah. And same with Spezza.
Right. Because there are times where on a night of, we're going to put Matthews center, but Thornton's on Matthews' line. We're putting Thornton on left wing.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make sense. If there's a possibility that
I'm always saying like whoever like set up the stats for it in the league is kind of like,
I think that's
are
just
they
how
watching?
I think
But
that's
I guess
just
it must be
how
how
the
it
league
classifies it.
runs. We're through Yahoo Fantasy.
Yeah.
So I think that's just they classify, right?
I can't believe you got Crosby in the 10th fucking round.
Dude, yeah, I'm telling you, it was that late.
That's
like
wild.
guys were picking defenseman, goalie before they even considered Crosby. And it was like, you look at projected or last season stats.
He's got to be top 10.
Dude, like 150 to 200 plus points
Fantasy points.
over the last guy, like the second guy that was like in the list, and nobody's picking him. I'm like, wild card, and I googled to see what his injury.
Like if he's out for 6 months, you're not gonna fuck around with that.
Him. Yeah, I'll worry about it then if he comes back. But I couldn't believe it. And then my dad made a good point. I could put him on IR
and pick up a player,
pick up somebody else.
Yeah,
till he comes back,
and then just dump somebody,
and then dump
so
that
then you
guy.
You still have the players.
Yeah, whoever's doing shit at the start of the season, I can fucking dump.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, in fucking sane. Yeah, so back to Laney. I had him last year. Played 2 weeks in Winnipeg. Maybe 3.
He was injured a lot too. And he was traded.
Got traded. Maybe he got injured, and I don't think his injury was like putting him out for that long. But he got traded while he was injured. So that extended the time that he wasn't playing. And because of COVID protocol and everything, it was like he had a quarantine for, I think it was like 2 weeks in Canada, fly to the States, quarantine.
That's a mess.
It was insane. I kept him around. I kept him on IR because he was listed IR. I never took him off. Then he gets to Columbus and gets benched.
Yeah, because he told the coach to fuck off or something like that.
After the first period.
I know.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, dump this son of a bitch. So I dumped
him up now because you got fucking Crosby on the injury reserve.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about it, but this is, I'm having a tough time like justifying it because him and the coach for Columbus don't get along.
Well, Tortorella's gone.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
new
that
coach,
changes everything.
New year.
After the
fresh start, full training camp.
After the podcast, I am gonna put Crosby on IR.
I actually hope your dad's listening and picks him up right now.
He might. I was pissed too. I was like, I was on the phone with Mike, and we were just like shooting the shit, talking shit about like who he picked up and stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna get Huberdeau next. Mike had already picked. I get 2. I was second pick, so I get 2, almost like back to back. I'm gonna get Huberdeau. My dad, boom, picks him up right before me.
You shouldn't have said anything.
My dad wasn't here. He was up at the cottage.
Oh fuck!
So I'm like, this fucker, and then so I'm like, fuck it. Barkov took Barkov. Got his fucking partner.
Sure, yeah.
Like it was like, and then Mike wanted somebody. My dad picked him up. Mike goes, I'm gonna pick this guy up. I'm like, whatever, take him. I'm picking like a defenseman or whatever. And his buddy Big D picks him up. I'm like, oh, dude, you're shit luck, man. Shit luck.
I do like those drafts. They're fun.
Yeah, I like it when like kind of everybody's like either
participating
around.
Yeah.
Like what was cool this year, and I'm guessing because of COVID, they implemented a video chat. So everybody could join.
Oh, that's cool.
A video thing and talk shit.
That's the best part. Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody did it.
Really?
As soon as I joined the draft, I did that to see if anybody would.
No one was doing it.
Nobody would. I text Mike. I'm like, dude, hop in the video chat. He's doing it on his phone, so he can't.
Got it.
I'm like, fuck, you guys suck. Would have been so much fun. I always wanted to like have everybody here order wings or pizza or whatever, and then just do the draft like
that's the way to do it in
live
person.
Together, but.
So hard to coordinate.
Still online.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Leafs documentary?
So I just started watching it today.
How far did you get in it?
I think I'm start of episode 3. I've watched the first 2.
Do you want me to tell you how it ends?
I know how it fucking ends. I do want to say this. So
what's your impressions of it?
Fucking love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Love it.
Especially when it's a team you like.
Did you ever watch The Blueprint? It was with the Leafs.
Oh yeah. They do it on YouTube
TSN.
and stuff. Yeah.
It was on TSN.
They do it on YouTube.
They released it on YouTube.
They were also on a 24/7 a couple years back as well, but there was also 3 other teams, so you didn't see as much Leafs. I like that as just the Leafs.
Yeah. So here was my thing.
Have you seen any other all or nothings on Netflix? Yeah. On Prime?
Oh, no.
They do a pretty good job. I've seen a couple of them. Yeah, they do like football teams.
That's cool.
American football teams and football teams.
It's just like one series, right? Or one season?
That's
like how many episodes?
This one is 5.
Okay.
Some are like 8. Some are. It depends on the season.
It depends on the season. Cool. So here's my thing. Watched The Blueprint. Loved it. Watched a bunch of seasons. I don't know how many they did, but I watched a few. Because it was aired on like national TV, there's shit they can't show, say,
Yeah.
they blurp out whatever.
Don't include it at all.
Or the footage just gets scrapped. Now, because it's through Amazon Prime,
have at it.
You see all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some young guy, and you see the conversation the coach has with him on the ice during a practice.
Yep.
Like, hey, I know you have the potential. I see that you
I'm
have
not seeing it right now.
I'm not seeing it.
Let's go.
I'm not seeing it in your gameplay.
You see him bickering.
I need you.
You see him talking with Matthews. Like,
Matthews.
you want to fight now or you want to fight later? Like,
I haven't seen that.
No, I think that was early on. I thought it was.
I don't think I've seen that.
Where they played Edmonton earlier in the season. I'm pretty sure you might have just missed it.
I don't know if I saw it. Maybe I was like, I had it on while I was editing. So I might have missed it.
Mm-hmm.
But
because Keith went into Dubas's office and was like, I want to talk about Matthew's comments last night.
Okay, yeah. So okay, so I definitely so that was another cool thing. You see the whole process. Like Matthew said something to the media, and the next morning,
coach and GM are talking about it.
Head coach and GM. Head coach comes in. He goes, I don't like what Matthew said. GM kind of was on the fence. I don't think he was
that bothered. Yeah.
He wasn't bothered, but the head coach was, and then GM's like, you have to get in front of this. You have to address it in front of the team. And it was nice to see the coach be like, okay, I will, but I'm not going to
throw Matthews under the bus.
I'm not going to throw Matthews under the bus and like embarrass him in front of the entire team. I'm going to give him a heads up that I'm bringing in.
And we're going to talk about it first.
And so they talked about it quick on the ice. And what I noticed with our head coach, I can't remember his name right now.
Sheldon Keefe.
He always tells the players, you don't have to say anything right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to me later today. You can think about it, come back to me tomorrow. If you want to talk about it, we can continue to talk about it. And then, so you saw the original, so I'm guessing with that Matthews situation, and if I get this correctly, he must have sent Matthews clips
before
that
they didn't
night,
show.
Or if there was a day break before
maybe even
the
before
next practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he said, watch these. Because he went to Matthews and he's like, did you watch those clips?
Yeah.
Do you see
what
I'm
mean? Saying?
Yeah. And yes, I like that.
Just for people that don't know what we're talking about, Matthews made a comment that he thought we were playing too safe against Edmonton one night. The coach is like, well, if you actually watch it, Edmonton was lining up 5 across the blue line. Like, they were the ones playing safe, not us. Like, they were. And then I guess he sent Matthews clips to be like, look, this is what is actually going on.
Yeah. And it wasn't like one clip, it was multiple.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah. The entire game.
The entire game. Yeah.
Here's just all 3 periods.
I like the behind the scenes. You see some guys' personalities and shit. The one thing that I took away from it is I think the team's fucking bunch of prima donnas, to be honest. And I'll say this for this reason. The whole year, to the coach's credit, he's like, we need to get in fucking playoff mentality right away.
Yeah, I think he was saying that like fucking game 3 or something like that.
He's probably been saying this since the start of the season. He's like, we need to, and that includes like doing the fucking I hate the cliches in hockey, but it's true. Like getting the greasy goals, fighting for pucks. Like you got to burn all these things into your head, because then it's second nature come playoff time. If you play a certain way in the regular season, you're not going to adjust in the playoffs. Whatever,
you might a little bit, but
it's not. It's
not going to be a huge change.
Now that said, the Leafs were the best team in the league all last year. I was happy about it. The thing that was encouraging to me is that the coach and GM were not satisfied the entire time. They were trying to get that group to do better and better and better, play better ways, all that shit. My takeaway was that the group's like, we're first place, baby. Like, what? Like
nobody's gonna.
Why you keep banging on about this shit? Like, look at us. We're fucking. We're laughing.
Yeah.
And we all know how it ended, right? So, fucking death march is how it ended.
Yeah. I do want to say this. So at the start of the very first episode, it's like 17 years since the Leafs won a playoff series.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 consecutive years where they didn't get out of the first round.
Yeah. Now it's 6.
It's rough.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Rough.
I like how they start off the documentary saying it happened again.
I also like how what was it? The Rangers, and it was like 54.
54 years.
Before they won another Stanley Cup.
The Rangers broke a 54-year streak in 93. And when Chicago won their first cup, it was like 60 years.
Jeez.
Like the first cup of like the Taves and Kane era.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2010 they won that one.
Sure.
It'd been like 60 years since Chicago had won a Stanley Cup.
That's crazy.
We're at 55 years now. And counting.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I do want to say this.
We're not even the lovable losers. No one even fucking likes us anyway. Like, there's some sports franchises where like Boston Red Sox for the longest time, people were like, curse the Bambino. And then you're like, all right, let's see Boston win one. And then they start winning a couple and you're like, fuck Boston.
So here's my thing. The Leafs are, you either love them or you hate them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no in between. There's no gray area.
No.
Black or white. And
because there's definitely teams that you feel indifferent about, but Leafs are not one of them.
No.
Leafs are not indifferent to any team anywhere.
But I find it, and I was thinking about this while I was watching it, it's absolutely insane how big the Leafs franchise really is.
Like fan base?
Yeah. Like, because it's not just like if you go to, fuck. Give me a fucking city here. If you go to Vancouver, you might have like a handful of Buffalo fans.
Oh, I see.
All your Buffalo fans are in Buffalo.
Yeah. And all your Vancouver fans are in Vancouver.
In Vancouver, Calgary.
Leafs are the most popular team in the country. It's not even close.
You go to any city, there's people coming from that live in that city from day one that are Leaf fans.
Yeah.
And it's not that they never had a team. Like, you could even go to Chicago and there's people that have
fans.
Lived in Chicago their entire lives and are Leaf fans. I don't think you can really say that.
It's the most popular team in the NHL, no question.
And I have a hard time with it because I find our media in general, for all our sports teams, the media, I think, kills all our sports teams.
They're certainly negative. But they're also trying to sell papers. But
they never... even radio shows like that media, I'm not just talking about like
I know what you're talking about, all media
news, yeah. They never go out and really say like, oh fuck, like Anderson stood on his head all road trip. Even if we lost, let's say there's 6 games and we lost 2,
you focus on the 2.
They focus on the 2 and maybe he let one bad goal in those entire 6 games.
That's what you're talking about.
That is all they talk about. Never mind the 4 breakaway goals he saved or whatever.
Because it doesn't fucking
doesn't bring the fucking views.
It doesn't bring the views, and it doesn't drive the narrative. People are more likely, whether they agree with it or not, are going to get more in tune to like a goalie controversy, whether there even is one or not. The media will stir it up. They'll ask questions.
Yeah.
And like the players will be like, there's no goalie controversy here. But then that's all you hear about for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I find it so annoying.
It is annoying. That's like...
Did you not see the way Mitch played 3 of those 6 games and blocked every fucking shot?
No.
And scored two goals a game.
We saw the turnover at the blue line that led to a goal.
And it's like, fuck, man. Like,
it's wild, dude.
You can't fucking do everything. But everybody's going to make a mistake.
Again, this is now very much like the fucking micro Toronto bubble. It's like this fucking everywhere. The Montreal media is actually worse.
But it's funny, though, because
we just don't know.
I feel, well, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that hilarious. Like, it's so crazy that we only see a certain media because we live in Toronto.
Yeah.
And literally, that's all you get.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see this anywhere else unless you look for it. Like, there's a series on YouTube with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and you see their, it's with their equipment manager dude, and it's like you see him like go grab a pair of skates, change it in 5 minutes, and bring it out to the player.
Guy never missed a shift.
Yeah. 2 seconds. And we're back.
Hello.
Sorry about that, man.
No worries.
Yeah, I just find it so crazy. Because again, it is happening in all these cities. It's happening in Chicago. It's happening in Anaheim. It's happening in Vancouver, Calgary.
Maybe not Anaheim.
Maybe not. But still, like
in the big markets.
Yeah, you see, like if you were to go there and live there or just tune in for a Saturday when the team's playing, you're gonna hear them talk about it the afternoon before and all this shit. Where in the grand scheme of things, I never think about that. It's like, why do we always just nag on the fucking Leafs? And it's because we live in the city.
It's because we live in the city.
But
it's all you hear.
I also feel like you hear, like all the other cities hear about Toronto.
Yeah, because listen, this is the problem. This is the reality about Toronto. It's the biggest team in the league. It's got the most fans. And if people think I'm lying about that, just watch their away games.
It's insane.
In Canada, especially, all their away games.
The Montreal games that we used to go to.
Yeah, like there's a good, like Montreal is obviously quite high, but I'm more referring to you go to Ottawa, it's at least 50% Leaf fans. All their Western trips, it's like half Leaf fans there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what people flying in from Toronto. Those are fucking people that live out there.
Yeah.
And they're going. Yeah. Right? You see when they go down south, the Snowbirds go to the games. Same thing in Arizona. Like there's Leaf fans at every fucking game, and not like one or two smattering like you might see at like if the Leafs are playing fucking Calgary, you might see a couple Calgary fans.
Maybe.
It's not a big contingent.
No.
But the Leafs, you have a fucking decent contingent of fans at every game.
Yeah.
Boston, New York.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pick a team.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's why everyone hates us, though. Because we're everywhere. We're like cockroaches.
True.
You step on one, fucking 5 more pop out.
But I'm in love with the series right now. I just got done watching Entourage for the 100th time. And yeah, I'm glad I've found the fucking documentary. I saw it. I heard.
Interested to see what you think after the end of it. Interested to hear your take on it.
I'll probably be done for next week. So.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Are you excited for? I know. I think I've asked you.
I'm getting there.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
It's coming. You're coming around.
Fine.
You're coming around.
Listen, once the puck drops on regular season, I'm back.
Gotcha.
I'm back. I barely pay attention during preseason, anyways.
No,
I find it a waste of time.
Same.
I don't watch the games.
You don't see. You don't see the regular group.
The only thing I used to do in the past, which I don't do anymore, just because I don't listen to a lot of talk radio at all. Yeah. Is I used to listen to talk radio during preseason. Like you kind of get a feel for like who are the bubble guys that might make the team. More or less, the roster's set. Drop the puck and let's hurry up and get April over with so we can just fucking get in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it, man. And I'll be excited. I'll be happy. I'll be fucking back to the way I always am. It's just whatever.
Yeah. It's also tough too, like after the way last season ended.
Yeah, last year was the worst one I can remember in a long time.
For you, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Yeah, many times.
Yeah.
Last year really jaded me. Getting there first all year.
I think for everybody it did.
You're up 3-1. I don't want to. Let's not bring up old ghosts. There'll be more ghosts next year to bring up.
Those 5 consecutive years of not getting out of the first round, I feel like we're always 3-1 in the series. Boston twice.
Montreal and Washington, and there's another one.
Were we up 3-1 against Washington?
No. We were down, and we tied the series 2-2. So this is the thing. That's
not as bad.
No. Those
I'm talking about like going 3. Like
we were never 3-1 up in any series except for this year.
Boston, we were.
No, we were down 3-1 in both times, and we forced Game 7. And then we lost in horrible fashion.
I thought there was one year we were up 3-1 against Boston. They came back to tie it up.
We were up 3-2. We won Game 5.
Okay.
But all you have to do is win one of the next 2 games, and they lost.
Yeah,
obviously they lost. Yes. Sorry, 3-2. You're right. Yeah, they were up against Boston, but they were down against Boston 3-1 the other 2 times to them.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's annoying.
It's fun. It's so fun and horrible at the same time.
I do like what you said. Like actually seeing players' personalities.
Or lack thereof.
I never would have thought Jumbo would have been like.
He struck me as like a fucking 20-year-old.
Yeah, like. I never would have thought. I thought he would have been like more of like a hard ass, maybe more conservative in a sense, just because he's an older dude coming in to a fresher team. He's
obviously
got his
just
family.
not his personality type.
No, and it's not. And it's cool to see.
It's interesting, yeah.
I also like watching the injuries. Like
behind
fucking
the scenes, yeah.
Muzzin coming in after getting hit in the face with a puck.
Yeah.
He's got a fucking golf ball and you see him staring in the
Yeah, and he
mirror
wore
laughing.
he's like,
Literally,
holy fuck.
Yeah, just got hit in the face with a puck and a broken bone.
Yeah, he played with a face shield for a month.
Yeah, but like that night, getting stitched up, like he's getting stitched up, stands in the mirror and is laughing, not like, fuck, like my eye.
No, he's like, oh, fuck. There's a golf ball. Look.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool to see
the only thing that, and this is a hockey player thing, a lot of them just strike me as just the most annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you'd want to have a beer with too many of them, to be honest.
Probably
because,
not.
like, to me, they're the same as they were as when you're 16. But they they live in this, like, their whole world is hockey.
Yeah.
So they never evolve out of the 16-year-old playing hockey. And just now we're getting paid a lot of money to do it.
Yeah.
There's like very much the yo bro mentality of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I cheer for the fuckers. Have at it. Have fun. Do you.
Yeah.
But some of them are like, you just roll your eyes like, shut the fuck up.
It's also...
You're so annoying to listen to.
It was also cool to see because I didn't realize that Simmons' first game, he got into a fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
I probably didn't watch that game or whatever because last year I barely watched because I don't know, I just wasn't in it.
A lot of people weren't into sports last year during COVID, and I don't blame people. Like, it's tough.
Usually I get really into it because I'm playing, and it's just like a bonus. But I think because I wasn't playing and the whole COVID shit, just wasn't in it. But it was cool to be like to hear him say like, "Yeah, I did it." I wanted the boys to know that, like, I've got their backs. And it's like, fuck yeah, dude.
There's another interesting moment with Foligno and Simmons in the last episode. We'll talk about it next week. That's another like little interesting thing that as it happens.
Yeah. You ready?
I think so.
Chris predicts. Dun, 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 dun.
It's time for a wizard.
I thought you were going to say shit again.
No. I thought it was too. Okay. A couple of things. The MLB season is over. Playoff time has begun.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
So that means it's time to update how I did with my division winner predictions.
Yep.
I went 5 out of 6.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, and 2 of them were the Rays and Braves. Braves were in 4th place when I picked them to win their division. They were like 6-1, and the Rays were like 4-1 when I picked them.
Okay.
The other ones were like obviously not going to give up their divisions, like the Brewers, the fucking White Sox, and Astros pretty well had them locked up all year long. Went 5 out of 6. The one that I didn't get was the LA Dodgers winning. The San Francisco Giants and LA Dodgers both had over 100 wins in baseball, and they're in the same division. It's fucking crazy.
Damn.
That's just like really good for anyone who doesn't know baseball. Yeah. Like, it's really fucking good. And they're both in the same division. So one, obviously, it's funny because whoever didn't win that division is now the wild card team. Like, they're one of the wild card spots, and they had over 100 wins. It's wild shit. They would win any other division easily. And there's a lot of good teams.
That's crazy. Pretty
crazy. Okay, so the division winners that I picked the Atlanta Braves to win. They won. I took the Dodgers. They did not. And I took the Milwaukee Brewers for the National League. 2 out of 3 there.
So who took the...
So the San Francisco Giants won the West Division. Sorry, I said that weird. But I picked the Dodgers to win that division. So I'm 2 out of 3 National League. American League, again, kind of easy, but the one that I picked at the time, the Rays were like in 3rd or 4th place as well. And they had heavier odds. So the Rays won the East, the White Sox won the Central, and the Astros won the West. Good news is, now we can do MLB playoff predictions for the DS series, the divisional series.
Okay.
2 teams do not know who they're playing because those wild card games are tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Or they're today.
Okay.
Those games are today, but we don't know who's winning.
Today is Monday, October 4th.
Just for reference.
Yeah.
Yes. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to get it right anyway.
Perfect. Okay. You chose who the wild card winners were going to be, right?
I believe I did. I did say the Jays were going to miss.
Yes.
But I think I fucked up. I think I said Oakland and Boston were going to be the wild card teams, and it was New York and Boston.
Okay.
Oakland fell out of it the last month.
Okay.
Really exciting end of the season. Like, there was 4 chances. The Jays could have gotten in on the last day It was pretty wild.
Really?
Four teams could have tied.
I was listening to some guys at work, and this was this past Friday, so October 1st, and they were saying the Jays had like little to no chance because they needed to. What's the series? 3 games?
Yeah.
So they needed to win 2 out of the 3 games, and then again,
then you're relying on other teams.
And you are relying on other teams to not do well.
So the Jays swept their final series. They needed Boston or New York to lose.
No way.
And if either one of those teams lost, then they would have had a play-in to get to the wild card game, which is also a play-in to get into the playoffs.
Holy fuck.
Also, the Mariners had the same record. So if the Mariners won and the Jays won and Boston and New York won, there would have been 4 teams tied for the last spots. It would have been,
holy shit.
There hasn't been a final day like this in baseball in a very, very long time. So as a baseball fan, it was really crazy.
Yeah.
Because you're checking other scores, all the games started at the same time. You're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yankees won in a walk-off. So the Jays won easily. So the only thing was the Boston game, and Boston was losing 5-1. We're like, oh fuck. They're gonna tie Boston. They're gonna play Boston the tiebreaker. Yeah. Boston ties it up. Jays game is over. They cut over to the Boston feed. It's the top of the 9th inning. And fucking, as soon as they cut over, Boston hits a 2-run home run, 7-5, and they won the game.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but that's the problem. You leave it to, if you take it out of your hands, it's always easier to have in your hands because Boston and New York had their fate in their hands. We win, we're in.
Yeah.
Whereas the Jays, they had to win and then they had to get lucky.
Rely on other teams to.
Never the best spot to be in.
No. But so going back to what like people I work with were saying is that they're like, since they didn't do what they had to do this past weekend or past series
against the Yankees, the one they're probably referring to,
they had to sweep their next one,
which they did,
and they did.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And they won, and they won like it was like 14-2 yesterday. Like they destroyed them. Like it was they were up 5-1 after the first at 5-0 after the first inning.
Wow.
Yeah, they just stomped them.
Crazy.
Never in doubt, really.
I did want to tell them because one of them went to the game and they started talking about seats. And I was going to say, just get like nosebleeds, but I don't know what I think
the WestJet's closed. I think this flight deck's closed.
See, and that's the thing. And that's why I didn't say anything is because I have no idea what COVID's got shut down or.
Yeah, they were only allowed like 30,000 fans. It's a 50,000 seat stadium.
But so those of you that don't know, at the Rogers Stadium in Toronto, there's a flight deck and you
center field.
There's a bar there, so you can go.
It's a party zone, basically.
Yeah, you can go hang out. There's a spot where you can watch the game. There's also a section of seats, I believe.
It's all standing there, but there's seats on either side. But those are like ticketed seats.
Okay, so when we went,
you buy the shittiest seat.
Yeah, we bought literally like the top of the bowl.
And then you can go sit center field.
Yeah, and it was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It's the best spot. I love watching games there.
Yeah.
I do it often.
I would do it again.
Yeah, I do it. Up until this year, obviously, because they only played like 10 games at home.
Yeah.
And now there's like nonsense. But
yeah.
You couldn't, like, we would buy cheap tickets all the time, go down, hang on the flight deck, get too drunk at baseball games. Anyway, here's your playoff predictions, and then I'm going to get to the EPL update. But this is the only prediction of the week. These will probably be close to or not wrapped up by next week. There's a international break coming up for soccer, so I'm not predicting any EPL games because it's like 2 weeks away.
Sure.
I don't want to do that. We'll just cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yep.
We'll focus on baseball right now, and then maybe we'll do some hockey next week. But
yeah,
right now,
because hockey's not going to start till the 12th.
But baseball, they pretty much play every day. Like by this time next week, there's probably a series or 2 wrapped up.
Yeah.
So in the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays are playing to be determined. They're playing the winner of Boston or New York. But it does not matter because the Tampa Bay Rays are going to win that series. The White Sox versus the Houston Astros. The White Sox are going to win that series. I'm not sure why I'm pausing, as if there's any, like, people are weighted on bated breath, like, holy shit.
I also like how you keep putting the cap on and then taking it off every time you...
Yeah, it's like nervous tics or some shit. The San Francisco Giants, now we're in the National League, also don't know who they're going to play. They're going to play the Dodgers or the Cardinals. Doesn't matter because the Dodgers or Cardinals will beat the San Francisco Giants.
So you're taking one of those two?
Taking the winner of the wild card.
Okay.
And then we have the Atlanta Braves versus the Milwaukee Brewers. and the Milwaukee Brewers are going to win that series.
Perfect.
I don't know where the odds are. I'm going to bet the series winners.
Yeah.
I would think that
Can you parlay that shit?
I always
Probably.
do. I always do.
Fuck yeah.
But I can't make the bets until the series are locked in.
Yeah. So I just want to go back over the second last game.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the first team playing? I can't read
this
it.
year.
Yeah.
Giants are playing to be determined.
Giants are playing to be determined, and Chris is taking to be determined.
I'm taking the Cardinals or the Dodgers.
So whoever wins that wild card
Is
game
going to beat the Giants.
will beat the Giants.
Yeah, and in the American League, I don't care who wins the wild card game. The Yankees or Red Sox are not going to beat the Rays.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've got a couple more here for you.
Let me just wrap up last week's EPL predictions.
Yep.
Because I want to brag a bit.
I thought you were done.
No, and then we'll get into that.
Holy fuck.
So last week I went 7 for 10.
7 for 10.
7 for 10 in the EPL.
Wow.
It was very good.
And okay, Chris did text me Saturday. So what was that? Like half the games or more so than half?
Yeah, 6
had
games.
been played. And you're like
4 for 6.
4 for 6.
I would have taken that already.
And you're like, I had a big draw
yeah,
prediction.
so last week I made 2 very bold draw decisions. 3 actually. And all 3 of them came right.
Okay.
I predicted every draw of the week. Just hard.
Yeah.
I said United is going to draw at home to Everton, which a lot of people no, fuck you. Everton was always going to draw that game. Rafa Benitez back. It's going to happen. I said that Palace and Leicester were going to draw, and I said that Liverpool and Manchester City were going to draw. And they did. CJ predicted 2 games. He was wrong about both.
Oh, fuck. I thought I saw the X. I'm like, fuck yeah, I won.
No, because it says cunt here, right?
Yeah, but you had yours circled, so I thought the X was for you.
I circled who the predictions were at the time. So I just went back and checked off the ones that were right and wrong.
Oh, you took my prediction.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you still took yours.
No.
Because
No,
I
you
thought
made 2
ours
predictions.
were
It's
side.
yours. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. So
Uh,
I owe you $10.
no.
Yeah, we had a side bet.
I know.
I thought it was a side bet.
Oh, was it?
I thought we said it was a side bet.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're right. Who did you-
I don't know you fucking $5.
No, we got to go back and see. Who did you take in the West Ham Brentford game?
Who? Oh,
Or did I can't remember what I did.
maybe you did.
I think I circled the names who you...
Yeah, but I thought we had a side bet.
We'll go back and review the tape. I will go back and watch last week's.
Okay.
And we'll update that. But either way, I went 7 out of 10.
There is a clip on YouTube that you can go watch of Chris predicts every week.
I went 7 out of 10, so I'm quite happy about that.
That's a fantastic.
The 3 that I got wrong were Burnley versus Norwich. They drew. I took Burnley, or you took Burnley. I picked Arsenal to beat Brighton. That was a draw. Sorry, I went 3 out of 4 on the draws. And West Ham and Brentford. Brentford City won in the last, literally last kick of the ball. Pretty crazy.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Maybe I could be $10 for sure.
We'll find out. I'm pretty sure you're not.
Okay. Me too, because I have no idea what I'm... Okay. Huge. Tons of predictions coming up.
Okay.
We got the NFL Sunday, October 10th.
Next week.
Sunday Night Football.
Okay.
But I guess Sunday
How many games are you giving me? Are you giving me all 6?
I'm going to give you every game.
Give me 16 games, probably, or 15.
Do you want all of them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, you sure?
It's a party.
All right. First game.
You got to give me a second to write these down because I got to save them for
I
the
will.
thing.
I will take time. Jets versus Falcons.
Falcons. And
This
I'm just picking winners. I'm not doing point spread.
Yeah, so this is for Sunday, October 10th.
What is the spread on that anyway?
I don't know.
Doesn't say. I'm taking the Falcons.
Okay.
Next.
Patriots versus Texans.
Who's the home team? I know it's hard to tell. And
yeah, I honestly have no clue. You're asking me shit I don't know. I just Googled NFL because I know it's happening.
Here, do me a favor. Just click on that game.
Yeah, I can do it. It's probably not even a fucking say.
It did just say.
Did it?
Fucking hell. I think Texas is at home. I'm taking the Houston Texans.
Man, I wish I could click on one of these other ones. Here, let me see.
What about the?
Do they wear different jerseys? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know football.
Okay.
Do white wear?
They were the away team last week.
So
so the
it's
second
bottom
team is the home team. Bottom team's the home team then.
Bottom team's the home team,
Right. So as you're reading this to me,
Steelers versus Packers. Yeah.
So as you're reading this to me, the Falcons are the home team and the Texans are the home team. Correct.
We're
assuming so.
Yeah, we're
Got
assuming.
We're big football fans on this podcast, as you can tell.
I love football.
Texans are winning. Let's go.
All right. Lions versus Vikings.
Oh, fuck off. Vikings.
If you weren't going to take it, we had another side bet coming. Eagles versus Panthers.
Eagles.
Yep, good choice. Saints versus Washington.
Saints.
I like that we're on the same mind path here. Titans versus Jaguars. This is one I don't know.
Jags.
Okay. Dolphins versus Buccaneers.
Oh, Tom Brady. Bucks.
Okay. Packers versus Bengals.
Packers are away to Cincinnati.
The Fudge Packers.
Yeah. How dare you? Taking the Packers.
Broncos versus Steelers.
Give me the Steel Town.
Yep. Man, you're choosing everybody I would.
I don't like that.
Bears versus Raiders. You know what though? A lot of these teams I only pick because I know I have family friends or other friends that are huge football fans and these are their teams.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay. Browns versus Chargers.
Chargers. Is that it?
Nope. Giants versus Cowboys.
Oh, Cowboys.
Yeah, 100%. 49ers.
Imagine we walk this.
Imagine. Versus Cardinals. There's one more.
What's the last one?
Bills versus Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs. Okay.
49ers versus Cardinals.
I think both teams suck, but I don't know. Cardinals, they're at home.
Okay, I think Cardinals has a better team.
There you go.
There's your
I'm interested to see how this
Sunday
goes.
NFL
How much football have you watched this year?
A 0.
Same here.
0 seconds.
This is week 5?
Again, you're asking me questions I don't know. Yeah, week 5 of 18.
Perfect.
There is a Thursday game not predicting, and there's also a Monday game we're not predicting.
Perfect. So just a Sunday.
Just
week
Sunday.
5.
Yeah,
I like
just
it.
Sunday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games.
Holy shit.
Let's party.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's lots of predictions for next week. That
Huge.
definitely makes up for the lack of fucking soccer predictions.
I just thought you mentioned it one week.
I did. No, good call. I actually forgot. I think I said it last week.
Do it last week, and then you didn't. So I'm like, fuck it, we're doing it this week.
Yeah. No. Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Cool.
And you still don't want to do an early Canelo versus Plant prediction? Do you want to wait?
Yeah. Let's wait.
Okay. It is happening a month away.
Yeah. I mean, that fight could get canceled.
It really
Someone could get injured.
I keep meaning to look to see if Thor is still fighting Eddie.
Who cares?
I want to watch this freak show of a fight.
I know you do.
They're gigantic. Dude,
It's not going to be
imagine getting punched in the arm
by anybody. Would hurt.
by a 350-pound man that's been training boxing.
It'd probably suck. Be my first guess.
I don't know where else to be like, imagine getting punched here. I think the arm, as much as it does suck, is the best place to.
Maybe the leg. Get a good old Charlie horse.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think
More
you're
meat
really
down there
gonna-
at least.
Yeah, but then you're still not feeling the
It's
full.
going to hurt either way.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's not like
How about a liver shot?
yeah. Get punched in the ribs.
Yeah.
By
fuck.
this man. Yeah. Fuck that.
Thanks, everyone. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it for us today.
Facebook, 2 Season of Pod. YouTube, 2 Season of Pod. Mail.2seasonofpod@gmail.com. And like always, thank you for watching, listening, whatever. Pick up a bottle of Bell's.
It's fucking delicious.
Promo code 2C's in a pod.
Free shipping.
Yeah, free shipping. Yeah, take it up with the LCBO if they don't.
That's on them.
Yeah, that's on them.
Not on us.
Yeah.
See you later.
We're out. Deuces.